The first time I saw her lips on another man's, my heart didn't just sink. It shattered, as if every memory we had built together was suddenly a lie. It was meant to be an ordinary evening. I'd finished work early and stopped by the little cafe downtown where my wife, Hannah, often met friends. I thought I might surprise her with flowers, maybe steal her away for a quiet dinner. What I saw instead was something I could never unsee. Through the cafe's wide glass window, she laughed, head thrown back, eyes sparkling. Not unusual. Hannah always lit up when she laughed. But then he leaned in, some man I didn't know, and she didn't pull away. Their lips met, not briefly, but with a familiarity that twisted my stomach. I froze. The flowers in my hand felt like bricks. My chest hollowed. My mind swung between disbelief and denial. I didn't storm inside. I couldn't. I stood there like a ghost in my own life, watching the woman I had promised forever betray me in broad daylight. When she finally noticed me, because he glanced over and stiffened, her smile faltered. She rose abruptly, guilt flashing briefly across her face before being replaced by something colder. Defiance. Confrontation. That night, I waited in the living room. The flowers were gone. I'd thrown them into the trash outside. Hours later, she walked in cautiously, her expression unreadable. "Hannah," I said, voice trembling despite my effort to stay steady. "Do you want to explain what I saw?" She dropped her purse on the counter with a sigh, crossing her arms as if I were the one in the wrong. "You mean the kiss?" she asked. "Yes, the kiss." "Oh, come on, Daniel. It was just a friendly kiss. Don't be paranoid. He's just a friend from work." I couldn't believe it. My fists clenched. A friendly kiss? Hannah! People don't kiss friends like that. That wasn't some polite peck on the cheek. It was intimate. She rolled her eyes, muttering, "You're overreacting. You always do this. You're too insecure." Insecure. My voice cracked. "No, Hannah. I'm your husband, and I just watched you kiss another man as if I didn't exist." For a fleeting moment, her eyes flickered with something, guilt, maybe, but she straightened, chin lifted. "If you can't trust me, maybe that's your problem, not mine." Something inside me broke then. That was the breaking point. The next day, while she was at work, I went into our bedroom. Her side of the closet, dresses neatly lined in a rainbow of colors, heels stacked in rows, jewelry boxed like a trophy on the dresser. Every item screamed of her presence, reminding me of the woman I thought I knew, the woman who stood by me on our wedding day, vowing love and loyalty. Now I grabbed trash bags. One by one, I stuffed her clothes, shoes, makeup, everything that belonged to her, into them. With each item, rage and sorrow tangled inside me. When I was done, the bedroom looked bare, half empty, like our marriage. I carried the bags to the curb. I didn't care if neighbors saw. Let the world know betrayal lived here. When she came home, her scream echoed through the walls. "What the hell did you do?" she shrieked, eyes wide. "I put your things where they belong," I said coldly. "In the trash. That's what you turned us into." Her face twisted, tears welling. "You're insane. It was nothing, just a kiss. Why are you blowing this up?" "Because you blew up our marriage, Hannah." I shot back. "Don't you dare minimize what you did. That kiss wasn't nothing. It was everything." She collapsed onto the couch, burying her face in her hands. "I didn't mean for it to go this far. He made me feel alive again. You've been so distant lately." Her voice trailed off. I stared at her, chest tight. "So instead of talking to me, you kiss another man. That's your solution?" Tears streaking her face, she whispered, "I didn't want to hurt you. I swear." I laughed bitterly. "Well, you failed. You didn't just hurt me, Hannah. You destroyed me." The days that followed were filled with silence. We lived under the same roof, but in separate worlds. She begged for forgiveness, insisting it had been a stupid mistake, nothing more. She swore it wouldn't happen again. But trust is fragile. Once it shatters, it doesn't just glue itself back together. At night, I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, hearing her muffled sobs from the other room. Part of me ached for her, for the life we had shared. But the stronger part of me knew this wound would never fully heal. I kept replaying that image in my head. Her lips on his, her laughter with him. The flicker of guilt only after she saw me. If it had truly been just a friendly kiss, why had it felt like my world had collapsed? The decision came 2 weeks later. I came home with divorce papers in hand. She sat at the kitchen table, staring blankly at her phone. "Hannah," I said quietly. She looked up, eyes rimmed red. "I can't do this anymore." Her lip trembled. "You're really going to end everything over one mistake?" "One mistake." I echoed. "You kissed another man, then lied to my face about it. You made me feel crazy for even questioning it. That's not one mistake. That's betrayal." She reached for me. "Daniel, please. We can fix this. Counseling, anything. Don't throw us away." But the truth was, I hadn't thrown us away. She had. The moment her lips touched his, she had made her choice. I slid the papers across the table. "You already did." The aftermath was carnage emotionally. Friends took sides. Family whispered behind closed doors. I was drowning in loneliness. Nights I almost called her, missed her laugh, her warmth beside me in bed. But then I remembered the kiss, the lies, the gaslighting, and I knew I couldn't go back. Months later, I saw her again by chance at the same cafe. She was alone, head bowed over her coffee. When her eyes met mine, there was no defiance left, only regret. For a brief moment, the old ache returned. Then I remembered why we weren't together anymore. I gave her a small nod and walked away. People say a kiss is just a kiss. Harmless, innocent. But when it comes with secrecy, lies, and betrayal, it's not just a kiss. It's a knife. Hannah thought I was paranoid, thought I'd overlook it, swallow the pain, and move on. But love can't survive on denial. In the end, it wasn't the kiss itself that destroyed us. It was the truth it revealed. The woman I loved was no longer mine. And once I saw that, there was no going back.